Hello, my name is Mira and I'm the maker behind MIRAS Knits on Instagram, TikTok and here on YouTube. And welcome to a new episode of my knitting diary. As I said in my last diary, I decided to do more of a knitting diary just because I didn't like the podcast or the knitting podcast, how you always have to, or people talk about their finished objects, whips, and they have an order. And for me, it was hard to always have something to talk about in this order. So I decided to do more of a update in shorter times and then to show more of the progress I'm making, and I guess to have the progress maybe for me. And yes, so that's why I decided to call it Knitting Diary, just because I think when people click on a knitting podcast, that's what they want to hear. And of course, I always also talk about finished objects and things like that, but I don't have an order. So if I buy yarn for a work in progress or finished object, I put it in one section and not the, oh yeah, I already talked about it, but here's the yarn I bought, because then you have to wait for your acquisitions part. And it was just not in the good order for me. And yeah, it just didn't like how it's not like I want to talk about one project and talk about other things I bought and stuff like that, or I don't know, my problems I had while knitting it. And yeah, so that's why I decided to call it Knitting Diary. And yes, so I hope this time my quality is way better, because my father gave me his camera to use, just because they all just use their phone because they have a newer iPhone, a really old one, so the quality is too bad for me to film with it. So now I have his old camera, so I hope it's better. I don't really know. If I look there, it's because I have a mirror there, so I can see the display on the camera, because I don't have a viewfinder, the thing you fold over so you can see yourself. So yeah, I hope it's not too disturbing when I always look there, but I'm just afraid that the video stops or something, because that's the first time I film with this camera, so I don't even know if I have the right settings. I hope I just put everything on auto and I hope everything is fine. But yes, so I guess I'm back. Happy New Year to everybody, since this is my first video. And I know I wanted to film another video in December, but to be honest, it was really stressful. So I think I told you that I went on over the holidays. I went on vacation with my dad's side of, well, I guess my dad, because there's no my dad's side. Yeah, with my brothers, and we went skiing. And I wanted to film there, but to be honest, I didn't do a lot of knitting while we were on vacation, just because we were skiing all day. And I don't know, I just knitted a couple of rounds, but there was nothing I could really talk about. And yeah, then I thought, okay, I'll wait until I'm back. And now we're back here and are settled in again for uni and all that stuff. And yeah, so now I have time to film another, not podcast, diary. And yeah, so I guess that's what happened the last couple of weeks. From now on, I try to give more recent updates, so it's easier for you to see the progress. And yeah, I also put my little jar. That's where I guess I have all my knitting stuff in. I don't know if you can see it. I have stitch markers sometimes needed. It's just on the table next to my couch. And that's where we always put all my knitting stuff when we find it on the floor somewhere else. And so that's all the stitch markers I usually use. And this time I try to, when I talk about my whips, what's it called? At the same time put a stitch marker on, so we can see the progress in the next podcast. Yeah, but that's enough talking. And now we start. So one thing I also thought about this year, or want to try to do this year, is to keep more notes for my projects. I know I have this video, but just for me, and I guess, yeah, I just want to write it down somewhere. And I'm not big on Revelry. Sometimes I look there for projects, but to be honest, I most of the time just look on my Instagram and I find a lot of nice projects, so I'm never really there. And yeah, so I don't really have a Revelry page. I guess I have one, but there's nothing on it, I think. I don't even know. But yeah, so I bought myself a, I guess, diary. And yeah, here I want to put all my knitting notes. So I wanted to do it monthly. So here I want to put, so I have an overview, and there I want to put maybe when I finish something or something important with knitting, I guess. And then I have a page or 2 pages where I want to keep track of the yarn I used, the yarn I bought, a project I worked on in January, finished and started, just to have an overview. And then I want to have, for every project I start in this month, I want to have a project page where I can put a picture of the finished project and write down all the deets, so needle size and all that kind of stuff. But I have the project pages, but yeah, I didn't have the time for now, or until now, to write it down. And then in the beginning there's like a content where I write the page and then the pattern I knitted, so I can find it later on. So yes, so I hope with this one I can keep better track of my stuff. I don't know if you're really interested in something like that. You can tell it to me, so then of course, sorry. Of course I don't have to talk about it, but I guess that's just for me. Feel inspired to do it too. Yeah, if you want to. So now we move on to my projects. I just have they all in a pile here, and I pick the one that's in front and then put it on the floor next to me when I'm finished talking. So yeah, let's start talking about this one. Yeah, this one is designed by me, so I'm trying to design my own stuff. Mainly, to be honest, it started because I don't know, I didn't get the excitement anymore when knitting patterns or patterns from someone else. I don't know why. I think I needed just something for me to more think about it and just not have, you know, the pages that tell you how many stitches, and I don't know, I really wanted to do my own things. And yeah, so I decided to just try it. I started with hats and scarves and socks, and now this is my first sweater design. It's supposed to become a zipper sweater one day. So yeah, here we have the color. We have like a really high color, and you know, should have, I think the needle cord is too small for me to put it on. So next time I try to put a longer one on my project so I can put it on. But I'll include some videos of me when it's on stitch holders, you know, the cable thingies. And yeah, so it's a really high color, but when it's on you can also fold it down, and it also looks pretty good. At least that's what I thought. And yeah, so here we have a 3x3 rib, and then we come into, it's, I don't know if you can still call it the dip stitch pattern. I hope the camera focuses. I don't really know. It's, I guess, kind of a half dip stitch pattern, just because normally you switch the stitches, and I'll just put them, I guess, in a row, not row, what's it called? Column, I think. So normally you alternate the stitches, so you have, you know, the stitches where you not knit the ones, so you just, what's it called in English? I'm sorry, you just pick it up with yarn in the back. I don't know if that's what you call it, but maybe you know what I mean. And yeah, I just did it like that because I think it looks better. And the other part is just a plain stockinette. And yeah, it's a really oversized one. Just because I was craving more of an oversized sweater. I hope I still want an oversized sweater when this is finished. Yeah, but we'll see. I hope. So right now I still want an oversized sweater when this is finished. So maybe you can see it. It's a round yoke design. And I really like the stitch. Because it's, you know, when you knit with brioche, it's really fluffy and soft, and it's the same with the stitch, but it goes by much faster because you knit every row and not 2 rows for one with brioche. And yes, so as I said, the rest is just plain stockinette, but I also think about knitting a version that only has the dip stitch, alternated dip stitch, dimple. It's not dip, it's dimple. But yeah, we'll see. If I still want another zipper sweater, because I also have another pattern that's a zipper sweater, so I think I have enough of zipper sweaters then. But maybe I'll include it in the pattern when I write it up. So, and yes, the yarn I'm using is also hand-dyed by me. As you know, I'm kind of trying to dye yarn or try dyeing yarn. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. So now I have a lot of yarn I need to knit up. And yeah, so that's you can't see it anymore, but it's a light variegated, just brown beige yarn. And yeah, the same with the mohair. And yeah, it's really soft. To be honest, it's like really fluffy mohair. I don't know if you can see it like that. I don't know how good the camera is. But it's like really, oh sorry, really fluffy. But because of that, it's really soft, and I don't know, kind of feels like cashmere. I would say it's even softer as the knitting for olive silk. I don't know, it just feels really good. Yeah, and then fun fact, I had a lot of trouble with this one, because I made a grading mistake in the yoke, and it was just way too short. But the problem with this pattern is, you have like, I think 7 sections I made with the in-between size and middle size, and it depends on the size, how many sections with increases you have. Yeah, but I made a mistake, so I had to, I finished the body, like the whole body. I bind it off and everything, and then I was like, it was because I knitted it in my vacation and I didn't have a tape measure and I couldn't put it on because I just had 80cm cards. It was fitting, but because it was oversized, I just needed more room under the arm, so here. Yeah, I didn't like how it fit, so I ripped it back, and that's why, fun fact, I have a huge ball of yarn, because I wasn't separating all the yarn, so I just put it in a big ball. It was way bigger. Maybe I took a picture of it because it looked so funny. I can put it somewhere here. But yeah, so here maybe you can see more how the yarn looks. Yeah, I really hope it focuses. I don't really know. So if you're interested in test knitting this pattern one day, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I probably call for testers. I don't know yet how I'll do all the things because it's still in the future, way in the future, because now I have my exams and I don't know if I have the time before them to knit it up and write the pattern. So we'll see. I started writing the pattern, but to be honest, it's a lot of work and I just wanted to knit on it. So we'll see how fast I can finish it. Yeah, but I guess that's enough for now about the Aris Zipper. And we'll move on to the hats I knitted in the last couple of weeks. So if I'm looking there, I'm really sorry, but I'm afraid that it stops recording again. So I hope it's okay if I'm not looking to you all the time. So my really first design I ever did is this hat. It still hasn't a name, so if you have any ideas, tell me in the comments, I guess, and we'll see if we can find names. And yeah, so it's color work brim, so it's folded, so you knit I don't know anymore, and then you fold it over, and so you knit it together, and then you fold it over, so you have 3 layers, and the top part is brioche, 2-color brioche, but yeah, it's really easy. It's much easier than color work, I find. And yes, so I guess the idea behind this hat is because I live in the really north of Germany on the Baltic Sea. Sorry, it's really windy where I live, and with hats I always have the problem that that my ears are not covered enough and the wind goes through, and then also that my head, the top of my head, is too sweaty. I don't know, I sweat a lot in hats. Like I said, that's how I am. And that's why I did the color work, because of all the flows. The fabric is denser, so there's no wind coming through here. And yeah, so here we have a more airy texture because of the brioche. So I really, really love this set. And I also knitted one for my boyfriend for our anniversary. Oh, I thought it stopped recording again. I'm so sorry. I'm just so afraid. I guess I'll cut it out anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so we had our anniversary in January. It's 4 years now, I think. And yeah, so he has a more sage green and grey colors, and of course it's a bit bigger than my head, because men have bigger heads, or he just does. And yeah, so the yarn is also dyed by me. As I said, I tried a lot with colors and tones and variegations and different techniques, just to know which works best with me or for me. And yeah, so I try to include closer clips because I can put it on, because I have a hair claw in my head, in my hair. But yeah, these are the hats I did it for us, so now we're matching, I guess. And then I guess I have a fail. So I have another hat I designed, and I really love the design, but I don't know how that happened. When I blocked the hat on my mat, I think that's what happened. I don't really know. But I think somehow the color for my blocking mat got onto the yarn. So if you fold it over, like it was laying, you can see where it was laying. So I don't know if it's that visible anymore. I tried washing it a couple of times, but nothing happens. So I think I tried to re-dye the hat. I don't know if that works. And try to fix it that way, but maybe you can see it. It has a lot of white spots, and it's first I thought, okay, I didn't use enough acid or something like that, and there's just no color in the yarn. But when you look closer, I don't know if it's visible. It's like paint, so it really, really looks like paint. And then you can get it off, and then it's red under there. But I tried it, and it didn't really work. And it's just on the side, so the side is fine. It's just this side that didn't work. So I guess down here it doesn't really matter because you can fold it over and it's fine. But I don't know. Maybe I can't really put it on. But maybe here you can see it better. One side is like white. Oh no, and the other side, maybe that was dumb. Or like that. So it's white. I don't know if that's what happens. That's the only thing I can really think about. But then again, I don't even know how the paint came off the mat. Because it's just, you know, the plastic thingies. So I really hope that it works with re-dyeing this hat. It would just be sad because then I can throw away the yarn. I don't really have to need to knit it again because I think it would be still white. So I don't know. It looks just so bad. And yeah, so it's a white rib design from me. So it's a 5, 6, 7, something like that, by the same number rib. And I really like the decreasing. I want to switch it up because I had to do the two different. So you can see it ends with the purr arrow, and here with the knit one, and then again knit, and here purl. So I want to switch it up. There you have a knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. Of course, with the different sizes, it will look different, but I really like how it looks. Yeah, I'm really proud of this one, and I loved knitting it. I was so happy when it was finished, but then I was kind of crying, or almost crying, when I took it off my blocking mats. Yeah, so we'll see about that one. I guess maybe I have an update by the next video on what we'll do. Yeah, but I guess we'll see. So on to the next one. Next, so we have, oh no, the yarn just fell. We have another, is this still recording? Yes. Another design by me, so I guess today it's just designs by me. I'm sorry if that's not what you're watching, but maybe it's a difference to all the other podcasts that just talk about one certain designer. And yeah, maybe you like it. I don't know. I also knit patterns from other designers, but right now I guess I don't. So here we have another zipper. This I'm calling the Bren Zipper, and it takes a long time to knit this one. So first it's all over cable. On the you also have the neckline, the big collar, and it's so you have 1 by 1 cable, and then 2 purls, and then so it's 2 by 2, I guess. And then it's a raglan construction. I think it's easier if I put close-ups, but maybe this works. And then we have some smoked, or it's a smoke pattern, but it's cable, so I guess cabled smoke pattern. I really like how this turns out, and I'm really in love with this. It just takes a while, and I really love the color, so I think it looks really pretty. With me, with my blonde hair and I guess blue-greenish eyes. And yeah, so it's also yarn by me, so I guess I don't really have something for you to buy when watching my podcast for now. And yeah, so I really love the color. And yeah, so it's more a springy thing, or I hope it's finished in spring, so when it's still a bit cold, so I can put it over, I don't know, a dress or something. And it's also a bit oversized, not as much as the other one, but still oversized. And yeah, I don't know if I said it's a zipper. One really funny thing. So I, you know, when you dye yarn, it's in hanks, and you have to, is it hanks? Skeins? Hanks, I think. And then you have to, then I think, skein it. So, and I hate doing it because I don't have an electric yarn winder, because they're hella expensive, but I love, one day I have one. So I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to wind some yarn, and he did, and now it fell down, but I picked it up. So he wind the mohair for me, but I don't know what happened, but it's not a ball. So I guess winding yarn it's not that easy. I don't know what happened because I wasn't there. Yeah, it looks funny. Of course, it's perfectly fine to knit with, but yeah, I don't really know what happened. I never had the problem. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you because it looks funny. I hope you can see the shape. Otherwise, I'll put it in the picture. And yes, so I guess that's it for this one. And yeah, I really like this one. I hope I'm able to grade this one. So first I grade my patterns and then I knit them, but this one was really hard to grade because I don't know, I guess I'm a perfectionist, and I don't like if you have a pattern on a raglan design and the increases don't add up. I don't know, I think it's really ugly. I guess that's just me, but of course, because you're not increasing the same on arms and the body, it was hard for me to figure out how I want to do that. But maybe you can see it, so you have every second increase on the sleeve. Yeah, I guess that's the best. I don't know if you can do it. I guess it's the best I could do. And yeah, I'm also thinking about to do the meringue stitches just in knit stitches and not the cable, just because I think the increases look better with mohair. I guess it's fine, but I also want to knit a shirt in this pattern. I think for this one I need to switch it up. I haven't tried it yet because I don't have free needle cords. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I guess we'll see how this works out. And yeah, I'm really proud of this one. I think it's so pretty. And to be honest, right now I don't know on which one I want to knit first. So I'm also always doing like 2 rows there and 2 rows here, and then I switch it up. And yeah, so when I design something or when I have a stitch pattern idea, I'll first try it on socks most of the time. This one has some hair from my dog. And yeah, so I knitted a sock first, so I designed this one. I still have to knit the second sock. Maybe I can do something like that so it's easier to see. I already blocked this one, and I still need to weave in the ends because your girl hates weaving in ends. So you see, talk about my Acanthus Sweater in a second. I still haven't woven in all the ends. And yeah, so I guess that's the sock design. It's a toe up, just because I think toe up socks look way better. And I think it's easier to do a bind off with 2x2, so it's a 2x2 bind off, than in cast on. So I guess that's the reason why I did a toe up sock, because the pattern is kind of ripped, and so I didn't. So the pattern just, I guess, ends. And that's something I really like. I think socks don't always have to have cuff. So yeah, I really like it. And then it's just a basic gusset heel. So yes, first I had a heel flap, gusset heel. No, heel gusset flap, something, you know what I mean. But I think with just a gusset it looked way better and not as big. I feel like with toe-up socks, they always look long and big on this part. So now it looks way better. But then I also wanted to try this design in a variegated yarn, just because I have a lot of sock yarn. Because I started experimenting with dyeing yarn on sock bases, just because they're way cheaper and easier for me to get. And here I have I guess Christmassy color. I dyed this one around Christmas, so maybe it inspired me. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm that happy with it. I think it still looks okay. I think it's hard with variegated yarn on certain stitch patterns. I just wanted to knit with this yarn and finish it. But I love the colors. That's not the thing. It's just because I don't have different colored heels. Here you can see it's stripes or more stripes, and then here it's all over something because now I'm increasing for the heel. And yeah, but on the back side I think it looks really good. So I want to knit with the leftover yarn, just a plain vanilla sock, but I thought I do contrast heels and toes, and I think with the red it will look really good. We'll see. I guess I can hold it on right now and see if it works. No, here. I don't know if you can see it, but that will be the heel, and I think it will look really good. So I guess that's the next plan. I just love knitting socks because it's just, you don't have to think about it a lot, and you just knit and watch TV or talk with someone else. Yeah, it's just easier for me. So we still have two. Oh, I have one laying there, so I need to get it in a second. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the Acanthus Sweater, not because I still haven't woven in, I don't know, on one sleeve here. The ends, just because I made a mistake while blocking it. So I blocked it the wrong way. I know here it has short rows. Well, saw a neck shaping. And here it looks like it worked, but when you put it this way, I don't know if you can see it from down here, but you can see that the back side is way too short. So I blocked the front side to the back side and the other way around. So I hope when I wash it again and block it again, it works. If not, I don't know, it would be really sad, because now when I'm wearing it, you get choked. So if you don't have the short rows or something else in the back, or at least that's how I feel, I always get choked. So it's because it's a longer way in the back than in the front, and yeah, so when there's no shaping, the front side just folds up and it's always here and chokes you, and it just fits weird. And you have fold screw, I don't know what's called, you know what I mean, right here, and it just looks not good. So let's hope that it works. I can put on some pictures and videos of me wearing this one. I really love this one. I knitted, so it's the Acanthus Sweater by Twinknits. And I knitted this one in drops alpaca and drops kid silk, but I think it was a mistake to knit with drops kid silk in a sweater that's tight and closer to your skin, because it's too itchy for me. Not too itchy, I can wear it, but I feel it. And with me, when something is itchy, I get hot. So I guess it's good in colder evenings or month days. But because this is a lace design, a lot of air comes through, so it's not really that good. So I'm mainly wearing it inside. But yeah, I really love this one, and I really want to knit something else in lace. But right now I don't have the needle space. I don't have the money to buy new yarn. So I guess now I'm just looking for patterns that are lace. Maybe you can send me some just similar to this one. And yes, and then again, something I'm actually looking for in patterns a lot. I said it before, the wrangling increases, and here you can see that they add up perfectly. So that's really good. And that's actually one thing that put that pattern in front of the other one. I don't know which one, to be honest, because I started this one a long time ago. I think like 6 months or something. So yes, that's about the Acanthus Sweater. And now I hope I can pick it up like that. We have finally finished knit. We have a baby knit. I know, it's so cute, isn't it? Because I wanted, so I got a nephew. He's now 3 months, something around 3 months, and he was on vacation with us. And I first wanted to knit him this for Christmas. And I actually knitted this in 3 days. I know, crazy. And then, I don't know, when I was knitting it, it's just, you know, it's the first yarn I ever dyed. And I don't know, it's the favorite color of my boyfriend, and we just both thought it's really cute. So I guess we're keeping it for our baby in the future. I know it's a long time, so I will put it in a box. I guess it's more than 5, 6, 7 years, but I guess then we have a baby knit. So this one is the Olive Wrap by Knitting for Olive. Some buttons here, so I won't open them, but it's a wrap, so you have a lot of knitting. And but yeah, so it's just really cute. And I knitted this one in the 6-month size, yeah, just because, you know, babies outgrow a lot and boys are always bigger, so he's a boy. And I guess now we have one for whatever we get one day. I think it's just so cute, and to be honest, I love knitting baby knits. It's just so quick and it goes by so much faster. So I'm thinking about just knitting baby knits with all my scraps, because I have a lot of scrap yarn and they don't take a lot. I don't know if I really need them, but I guess now I can knit something for my nephew. Yeah, so that's it. I just finished the buttons. I don't know if I showed it in the last, but I I don't think so. I think it was still a whip and I just had like 2 rows. So I don't know. But I finally sewn all the ends, put in the buttons, and yeah, finished everything. So a lot of talking. Yeah, I try to be a bit quicker. I guess that's just, I hope it's just something around 30 minutes. Because yeah, it's just short updates, not a lot to talk about. And yeah, I don't like watching like 1.5 hours of knitting podcasts. That's just not me. I liked it in the beginning, but to be honest, now I don't find a lot of podcasts I like to watch anymore. I don't know, it's just I feel like everybody's knitting the same things. It's always like Petite Knit puts out a pattern, and it's not that I don't like her patterns. I like a lot of her patterns, not all of them. But then I feel like everybody's just knitting the new pattern, and it's like who knits it the fastest, and I don't know, it's just boring, and I feel like everybody just knits the same. So, or at least from the people I watch, now I'm watching people that knit more patterns that are not Petite Knit, and yeah. So if you have some recommendations for a knitting podcast that don't knit only Petite Knit, of course, it's if they want to knit her pattern, that's nothing bad. But it's just, yeah, I don't really need to watch 10 podcasters knit the same sweater. So we'll see. So lastly, I have 2 swatches of future projects I'm planning. So I really want to knit. I still have 2 skeins in half, so I guess it's around 250 grams of the merino from the baby knit, the green one. And I want to knit like a really tight long sleeve shirt kind of thing. So I wanted to do it in the wide rib. And I had some scrap, I guess I think 2 or 3 balls of some mohair left from the Acanthus Sweater. And just because I want to put it with mohair so it doesn't grow as much, because the mohair holds it a bit more together. But I think I need to buy softer. So I had to charge the camera, so I hope I was finished with the part before. But yeah, so to my next knitting plans, I guess. So I dyed up some merino silk, 70% merino and 30% silk. And with that I want to make, so I have 2 skeins, so 200 grams. I want to make the cable smoked pattern shirt, a short sleeve. And what maybe I do, so with that one, with the ribbed, it's the same from the hat. I paired it with the leftover mohair from my Acanthus Sweater, because I think I had like 2 or 3 balls left. And it's the same merino I dyed from the baby knit. And yeah, with that one I wanted to do like a tight long sleeve shirt. But now I thought I can do a tight long sleeve shirt with that one. So maybe, but to be honest, I don't want to knit always like 2 zipper sweaters, so I try to make a shirt and a long sleeve. But yeah, I don't know if that's soft enough for like a tight fit, like absolutely next to skin. Yeah, it's a cutting, sorry. Because I feel like the kid silk from Drops just irritates my skin a bit. So I guess we'll see about my next projects. But first I have to finish these 2, and then I have the sweater number 20 from My Favorite Things Knitwear, and my zipper sweater, the colored one, I need to finish, but I need to buy the yarn for these sweaters because I ran out of yarn, or I absolutely don't have enough. And I wanted to buy the yarn first because on my sweater number 20 I need to do the arms. It's the all over cabled one. I still need to do the arms, and I thought if the dye lot is a bit different, it's not that bad if it's just the arms. So I don't want to knit too much on the arms. So because when I have to rip back, it's not that much work I put in. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if I want to do this combination or maybe buy softer mohair, because to be honest, I don't really want to dye up mohair because I don't have any more, and then I need to buy a new one, and yeah, so we'll see. Sorry, what I knit. Yeah, and then I thought I maybe could do a video of, because one of my goals for this year is to get rid of all the older yarn in my stash and get rid of a bit of my stash, because yeah, I don't really use that much commercial yarn anymore, so I just want to get rid of it somehow. So maybe you're interested in doing like a stash tour slash knitting plans slash what I could knit with it. So if you're if that's something you would like, just tell me in the comments. And yes, as I said, if you're interested in test knitting any of the patterns I showed, just follow me on Instagram, and probably the socks are gonna be first, or one of the hats. But we'll see, because right now I'm a bit lazy to write up all the patterns. We'll see. I have the nose and everything and the numbers, but I don't know. I'm not in the mood for it right now, I guess, so we'll see. But yeah, on my Instagram, I post about it first, so I guess we'll see. And yes, let's look if there's something left. No, I think that's it for today. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you can leave a comment if the quality is better or not. I hope it is. I really hope it is. If it's not, I don't know. I guess we have to deal with it. I think with knitting podcasts, it's not that important, because when I listen to knitting podcasts, I always knit, so I'm not watching all of it. Yeah, but we'll see. And I hope the colors came across okay. We'll see. So I guess that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this diary part, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!